Eso evitará que vaya a prisión. Te ahorraré el problema de leerlo.
Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? How's everything? How was your break? Your long week?
Hi, teacher.
Was it good?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Awesome. And how was your talking and discussion about future? Was it good?
Was interesting, teacher.
Very interesting.
Yeah? Okay, lots of things to discuss and talk about. Let me show you what's our plan, what we have to do, and how we're going to do it. I hope you guys have rested a lot during the weekend, during the holiday, and get ready because we do not have any other holidays until October. Yeah, so that's the end of the holidays until October. Okay, let me show you our plan. Okay, this is no. Okay, here we are, class 4 on this cycle 13 on our level B2.4, and today we just started unit 9. Unit 9 for talking about future. Okay, this agenda seems to be very short, but it's not, because we have to cover the future forms, and that's something that we have already talked about before, but today we are going to review that, and we are going to go through all the forms we can use for future. We have to be very flexible because there are possible forms, yeah, for different contexts. So we have to identify what is the intention we have when we want to give a message, yeah? What is the main thing we want to say or express, okay? So this is our agenda. We're going to warm up our brain with a short exercise about future forms. Then I will explain, and we will go together through the explanation and practice of future forms. After that, we will go to page 88, which has more future forms, and maybe that one uses the examples of the reading we just had in the previous block, yeah, about the predictions. After our discussion and different exercises to practice, you guys will work together and register some work for me. Questions, comments, suggestions, what do you want to say before we start? Anything? Not really? Okay. So we start. Look, I have these two exercises for starting now. This is the warm-up. So I'm going to give you the two of them and you can work on them on your own, yeah, because there are some fast finishers who may use the other one while the others are just working on one. No problem, okay? Let me explain the two of them and you guys have the link of them. And if you finish one and the whole group hasn't finished, you can work on the other one. So let's go. Okay. I'm sharing the link of the first game in the chat. Let me show you how it works. You guys click on start, okay? You can have the whole view. That's much better, the whole screen. And this is the exercise about. Let me show you. Let's skip these ads. Okay, click on start and lead the froggy to the correct answer. Here we are. Okay. Imagine people will do have flying cars, will be have, or will have flying cars. So you guys click on the option you think is the correct one, and that way the froggy jumps to that answer. Okay, that's what you have to do. Questions? Have you got any questions about it?
No, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Now, the second one is very similar. I mean, it has the same methodology with the froggy, but the sentences are different. So let me give you the second link, and that way you can work on them. After that, we can start with the explanation and practice of the future forms. That is just the introduction. Okay, go ahead, guys. Tell me when you are done. While you guys are working on future forms, I'm checking the attendance. Great. You're telling me you are done. Are you guys done with the 2 links? Perfect. Yes? How was it? Was it good? Say, teacher, future forms is a topic we really have clear. Yes? Okay, I'm so glad you are done. Now let me, oh, not yet? Okay, Elkin, continue. Yes, do it while I'm checking the attendance. Don't worry. And then we can continue with the next thing of our agenda tonight. Okay, here we are. Gerson.
Hi, teacher.
Okay, Gerson, thank you. Jean-Claude.
Present, teacher.
Great. Just sit.
Present, teacher.
Perfect. Natalia.
Present, teacher.
Very good. Andres. Andres, hello. Okay, in the chat. Thank you. Silvia.
Hi, teacher, present.
Great. Elkin.
Hi, teacher, present.
Very good. Julian.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Jeanette.
Hi, teacher.
Very
Present.
good. Thank you, Jeanette. Carlos.
Present, teacher.
Great. Mabeli.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Jose. Jose.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, very good. Judy.
Present, teacher.
Great. And Lisette.
Present, teacher.
Very good. All my students are in the meeting. That's wonderful. Okay, how was the froggy game? Very easy. Yes? Okay, my friends, let's start. The sooner the better. Here we are. Okay. Okay, warm up, done. Now the introduction for this. Let's think about all the future forms as different possibilities, okay? Because remember, we can use lots of them for just one situation, but it depends on the speaker's intention. Yeah, I don't like to say this is right or this is wrong. No, maybe this is closer to what you want to say. Yeah, that way you are very flexible about all the possibilities we have, and you don't struggle trying to just choose the best one. Yeah, okay, let's go. Here we are, future forms. Many forms are used to talk about the future in English. In many cases, and this is what I have been telling you, and I will tell you lots of time tonight, in many cases, a number of forms are possible. Yeah, depending on how we see the event and what is our intention and what we want to say. Yes. For example, let's start with an example. Let's talk about the weather. Yeah. If we want to talk about the weather, what is the best future form we can use? Go ahead, guys. Answer my question.
Going to?
Thank you, Elkin. Which one did you say?
Going to? Be going to?
Going to. Thank you, Elkin. Elkin says going to. Okay. Any other answer?
Will, teacher.
Thank you, he said. Will. So now we have to make a decision. If we want to talk about the weather, do I use will? Do I use going to? Is there any other person who wants to say anything about my question?
What?
I think because I was reading about it before you start to explain it, and before I thought that will it was only for for the weather, making prediction for the weather. But I read that will and be going to can be used for making prediction futures in this case.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. So now Sylvia is giving us the idea that it depends. Or what do you want to say, teacher? Yeah, you want to make a prediction about the weather, but what's that prediction? Yeah, and that's exactly what I wanted you to understand. Some of you were on will, some of you were on going to, but I need someone who says, teacher, it depends. Yeah, so here I go. As Sylvia mentioned, will is the perfect one for making predictions in the future. Will is very light, is very flexible, is not really complicated, right? Going to is a little bit more serious. It indicates plans, preparation, yeah? So now let's think about predictions about the weather. You said, teacher, but the weather is very unpredictable. So, okay, so we can perfectly use will because we are just making a prediction, and that's perfectly okay. Let me give you an example of weather with will in the chat. Okay, Natalia, please take the umbrella with you. It will rain. Okay, that's the first sentence, and it is with will. You guys have it in the chat. Umbrella with double L. I don't know, but I write and it is weird. Okay, umbrella with double L, sorry. Natalia, please take the umbrella with you. It will rain. That's a prediction I'm making about the weather today. I'm also giving Natalia a suggestion, yes, or a recommendation. Yeah, because taking an umbrella with you is a very good idea, especially if you live in Bucaramanga, where it can rain in the morning and 5 minutes after is sunny and then it's cold and blah, blah, blah. We can have all kind of weather in one day. Now, you said, well, I go and see through the window. The sky is dark. I listen to some thunders. It is gray, dark. I see some lightning and I say, Natalia, take an umbrella with you. It is going to rain. Okay, Natalia, take an umbrella with you. It is going to rain. I didn't type the whole context in the second one, but you understand. Now, do you see any difference between the two sentences? Are you going to say, teacher, you are wrong because you are using going to? Or what is the conclusion of these two examples?
The second one is more probably.
It is because it's based on evidence, right? So here we have what I asked you to do at the beginning of the lesson. You have to be flexible. We have to be open to all the possibilities, and we have to be sure about what we want to say. Yeah, because if I'm making a prediction based on evidence, I need to use going to. Yeah, the rest of the predictions are we will, because we don't really know if they're going to happen, but now I'm using the evidence of looking at the sky. It's gray, it's dark, I see some lightning, I hear some thunders. Yeah, so that's okay if I say it's going to rain. I am a little bit more sure about it, and there is more certainty about it. Okay, so this was just the introduction for us to be relaxed and open to all the possibilities. Okay, thank you for your answers. And of course, you guys were right. I mean, all your answers were correct. I just wanted you to know that there are more possibilities, okay? Here we are, let's start. Number 1, using will and shall. Well, shall, actually, that's the pronunciation. The contracted form apostrophe double L is most common in speech. Yeah, we use will and shall to talk about predictions based on our feelings and expectations rather than evidence in the present, because if you have evidence and you want to make a prediction, it is okay to use going to. Yeah, this use is common in academic writing. Adverbs of probability are often used here. You can say probably, definitely, certainly. Yeah. For example, I believe that by the end of the 21st century, the world will be at peace. What do you think? Well, when you use will, it is also very common to use I believe, I think, okay? It is said, yeah? Those are like the introduction about a prediction. It's something that you are not really sure about, yeah? And it's totally okay to say, I believe, I think, okay? Well, okay, another person who reads, because Sandy reading the whole class will be bored, very, very boring. Okay, who can read the next one, please? Come on.
Teacher, me.
Thank you.
A new form, yes. A new form of energy will almost certainly emerge.
Emerge, remember emerge, to appear.
Okay, so
Continue.
okay. Things we see as facts in the future. For example, the meeting will finish at 1 p.m., I think. I don't know. And then lunch will be served. Or decisions made at the moment of speaking. There's someone at the door. I'll ring you back later, okay? Or willingness or refusal to do something. I'll sing at the party if you like, but I won't wear a silly costume.
Yeah, thank you, Silvia. Thank you so much. This is a very common use of, well, these are very common uses of will, yeah? Decisions made at the moment, instant decisions, yeah? Your mother comes back from the supermarket, heavy bags, I will help you. Yeah, the telephone rings. This is not a very common example these days because a lot of people in our country do not use the home phone. Yeah, it's more like cell phones. But let's pretend that you still have one in your house and it is ringing and you say, I pick it up or I answer. It's an instant decision. You were not planning to just different from, okay, Elkin is going to call me at 5 p.m. so I'm gonna be very, very attentive to it. That's a plan. Yeah, but instant decisions are expressed with will. Refusal. I won't wear a silly costume. I won't do it. Okay, here, notice in the question form of the first person shall is commonly used to make offers and suggestions. Shall I carry that for you? Shall we move on to the next question? Yeah, so that's like a variation. These two shall pass. Okay, questions about will and shall before we continue with the second use.
The use of shall.
Yes, Elkin?
It's not commonly for me use shall.
Yeah, it's very informal as well, and it's, you know, for spoken language. Yeah, You can use it for suggestions, offers, but like, shall I read? Yes, it would be also an option. Yeah. We use it. What else can I say? More about intentions. Yeah. Like, shall we talk about it? Yes. Instead of plans or predictions. Yeah. It's very common for when the speaking is moving to a next theme. Yeah. Okay. Shall we wait? Let's go. Yeah. It's more like that. Giving also an invitation to move to another activity. Shall we continue? Yes. That is a very common use. But of course, this cannot be in a parallel with will because it is a less common used modal than will. What else? What other questions, guys? No? So, question. Do you use it for making predictions? Do you use shall for making predictions?
Here is for make offers. And
Exactly. Yes. Okay, maybe when we go to our information to analyze, yeah, the one that you guys were reading and the one that has the book in context, we can see if we understand shall in a very deep way. Yeah. Okay.
Teacher, shall is used only on questions? Only in questions, excuse me.
No, Elkin, you can also use it as an intention. Yeah. You can also use it as an intention in an affirmative sentence.
For example, to talk about a future probability, like for example, renewable energy source shall gain popularity.
Yes, that's okay.
But what is the difference with will in that case, for example?
Well,
okay,
go ahead.
No, teacher, tell me.
No. Continue. You were
okay. I have a sentence that I have seen in another English test and talking about renewables energy, but in that prediction use shall, and I don't know what is the difference in between shall and will. And
did you really
sentences,
see it with that subject?
With shall. Renewable energy source is the and let me check, shall gaining popularity and catch on globally, reducing our dependence on fossil fuels.
Where is it, Elkin?
I found that in the internet, but what is the
you know why? Because I was going to give you the wording that it is better to use it just with I and we. Yeah. When we are talking about intentions, yeah. And in very, very formal context, you can also use shall, yes, but in that way, the one that you are saying that is with the other subjects. Okay, so again, if you are making predictions or expressing intentions, it is better just to use it with with I and we in short, yeah. In another context, informal context, it is okay to use shall to give commands, for example. Like for example, you say let's say the window shall be closed because it's raining a lot. Yeah, in that case, it is okay to use another one. Yeah. And people think that it is also like should, but it's not. Yeah, if you are giving an opinion and suggestion, it would be better to use should instead of shall. Okay, but continue, Elkin. What else? What else do you have?
Only this question I remember. I remember this only.
Yeah, because in that way, the one that you are using to talk about that context, it was more like a prediction, not an intention. So that's perfectly okay. Okay. Any other one?
Nope.
Okay. Don't worry that maybe when we see it in context, we can understand it better. Okay. Here we don't have anyone, but here we have this one. In the question form of the first person, shall is commonly used to make offers and suggestions. Okay. Let's have one exercise. Give me a tip before we continue to the second one, because then we forget about shall. So it's better to have an exercise to practice, and that way we have it clear. Yeah. So let me give you this very quickly. And that way we don't have any questions after that, because that's a lot what we have to check. That's a lot of information. Okay. No, but okay, this one. I'm just changing the plan so we can have this one very clear before we continue. Here we are. Okay, guys, let's work on this one. You guys have it there. Please select the correct option with will or apostrophe L or shall I or shall we. That are the ones that I told you that are the most common ones. Okay, go ahead. And then when you are done, we can check it together. Okay, now that you guys are done, I would like us to think about shall as a modal verb instead of just comparing it with will. Yeah, because if you compare it with will, you may think that they are the same, and they are not. Actually, in daily conversations, we use will, and shall is very, very, how can I say, like, not so common, right? So I suggest we understand them in the way that it is a model, and that would be very useful for us, okay? So let me show you something. First, I'm going to give you the link, but not for now because we don't have much time for it. I will give you the link of this video for you to later just study it in a deeper way. That is a teacher who will tell you the uses of child, and I like it because he will tell you that we don't really use it the way we think, and not comparing it with will. And here, both shall and should will be a very good way to, make the similarities and differences instead of comparing it with will. So let's watch this video together. Just tell me if you can listen to it and see the image well. If you can't, so we'll look for a solution. Okay, let's go with this. Okay, let's start. Wait a second, because this is something that I already told you. Yes, it's more common, yeah, to make offers using I and we. Yes, so when you make offers, it is better to use it with I and we. Okay, these are the two subjects that work with it. For example, oh no, the video. You are offering. Because the intention comes from you. That's why they say I and we. Okay. Now, we are not going to study should, of course, because you understand it, okay? So that way you guys have a better idea about how to use it, yeah? Instead of just comparing it with will, yeah? Because will has its own functions. Okay, let's continue with the second hint. The second use here, going to. As you guys were mentioning, going to for predictions based on evidence, as the example I gave you with the weather. Yeah. Intentions or ambitions in the future. Also plans and preparations. Going to is very serious. Yes. So it requires planning and preparation. Okay. We use going to talk about our intentions for the future. I'm not going to borrow any more money from now on. So maybe I already set a plan, yeah, for avoiding it to do. A prediction based on some present evidence. From what I have seen so far, this is the evidence, is going to be a difficult game, okay? But the evidence doesn't mean that it has to be the way we think, because predictions are predictions, okay? It just means that it's a little bit more reliable because we have the evidence, okay? In practice, will and going to are often interchangeable depending on the speaker's intention, yeah? You say, teacher, I'm going to travel this weekend. That's correct. And you say, another student can say, teacher, I will travel this weekend. That's also correct. Both of them may have their own reasons, but one uses will and the other one uses going to. The one who uses will is thinking about that. He or she has that idea, maybe that intention, yeah? But the one that uses going to has already bought the tickets, has already booked the hostel or hotel, yeah, has made those plans in ahead, yeah? So that's why we said that they are often interchangeable. So it means basing, yeah, our prediction or plan or intention on the speaker's intention. Here we have some examples. Today I'm going to drive my new motorcycle. Then I'm going to phone my best friend. And finally, I'm going to read my favorite novel. I'm going to work hard next term. This seems a plan for a person who already set up some goals and intentions and who has a very clear perspective about what she or he wants to achieve. Yeah? Maybe you can say, I'm going to work hard next term. That is like, I already created my plan for studying 15 minutes a day, or I already asked a friend for explaining those things I don't understand, yeah? Or maybe if you say, I will, it's just a promise you have. And you know that promises are very vain, yeah? Okay, questions about going to? Questions?
No, teacher.
Okay. Now we have these ones that can also be very tricky, but they are very simple to use. Present modals. We have lots of modals. We have had some classes, yeah, studying modals. There are lots of them. But we have these three that can be very helpful for expressing possibilities in the future, yeah? Present modals can have a future meaning as well. The economic picture may look very different in 10 years' time. The economic picture might look very different in 10 years' time. The economic picture could look very different in 10 years' time. All of them are possible, yeah? What do you have to take into account? What it indicates. May is used for permission or future possibility. Might for present or future possibility. Sorry, and could for past ability. Yeah, we know that that is the way we use can in the past. Yeah, for making suggestions and also for future possibility. We use may, might, and could to say that something is possible but not certain. Both may and might are used to express the possibility of some future action. Might is more tentative than may. Okay, therefore is less probable. Okay, who can help me read the examples? With the same information, but the three models. Who can read them, please?
Me, teacher, that some.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Mabel. Carlos was raising his hand, but maybe Carlos can wait and read the next one. Okay, so Mabel, go ahead.
Teachers, the examples?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, the restaurant may close. It is likely that the restaurant will close. Second one, the restaurant could close. It is less likely that the restaurant will close. And finish, the restaurant might close. There is only a possibility that the restaurant will close, but no one is very sure.
Yes, so with might, we express more uncertainty, yeah, situations. Okay, the restaurant may close. Is remember, the likely is like when you see a probability, yeah, that the restaurant will close. The restaurant could close. It is less likely that the restaurant will close, yeah. It's like not so probable. But if you say the restaurant might close, yeah, there is only a possibility that, sorry, the restaurant will close, but no one is very sure. Yeah, so you are not like, you don't have any idea about the time the restaurant closes. Yeah, you don't have any idea about that. You don't have any evidence. Okay, so might is more tentative than may. Okay, questions about this? Present models. You say, teacher, maybe when we are practicing.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah,
Yes, teacher.
because it may seem like a lot of information, but it's like, ooh. Okay, but my recommendation is try not to just try to understand or identify what is the intention you want to show, and that way you can choose the one you want. Because if you have an idea about it, yes, and it is likely to happen, you may use may. Okay, but if it's something in which you don't have any certainty and you don't have any idea, the best one will be might. Yes, because it is expressing that you are not very sure about it. Okay, and to be honest, could is so uncommon to be used in future. It is also okay, yeah, but it's not very common. Okay, let's continue. This one is one that maybe we have very clear. Present continues to talk about the future. For arrangements, yeah, when you have already set up your plan, when you have a schedule planned, when you have an itinerary, yeah, that is present continuous. When you're talking about actions that will happen in a very close time. This one is perhaps the way American people, yeah, or American English use the most common one, present continuous. Yeah, like, okay, I'm having dinner with Natalia tonight. Am I having dinner now? No, tonight. Well, this is not a good example because this is already tonight. Yeah, but they use it like this. It's very, very common. What are you doing after school? I'm buying tickets for Saturday's match. Okay, that is a set plan. We use the present continuous to talk about definite arrangements for the future, where a specific future time is stated or understood. What are your plans for the weekend? Are you doing anything special? Let's have this exercise together. Listen. I'm running a party this weekend, but I need your help. We all are participating in the party, okay? So I'm making the invitations tonight and I'm sending them after we finish the class, okay? That's what I'm doing. Carlos, what are you doing for our party? Carlos.
Yeah, for our what?
Our party, the party we are having this weekend. What are you doing?
I don't know, teacher. I have some a bottle of drink.
Okay, Carlos is getting us the drinks. Thank you, Carlos. Very
Yes.
good. Okay. Elkin, what are you doing for our party? Elkin?
I'm writing the previous slide on my note. Excuse me, teacher.
Sorry. Okay, so Elkin will go back to us in some minutes. Jeanette, what are you doing for our party?
Maybe I can put the music.
Okay, Jeanette. Jeanette is in charge of the music. Okay, so she's getting everything ready for it. Okay, thank you, Jeanette. Jean-Claude, what about you?
Teacher, what is the question?
The question.
But
I'm trying to plan all the arrangements for our party because we are having a party this weekend and you are participating. Okay?
Okay.
So I am creating the invitations and sending them after our class. Carlos is getting some drinks for us. Jeanette is playing the music of the party. What about you?
Maybe I will with the food and drinks, maybe.
Okay, more drinks. Thank you, Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude is getting us the food. Yes, Gerson, is there a question or do you want to say what you are doing for the party?
Okay, teacher, I am bringing two beer baskets for the party.
Okay, thank you so much, Gerson. Jessil, what are you doing for the party?
Teacher, go in snack and maybe more beers or cold drinks.
Okay, thank you, Jessil. Natalia, what are you doing for our party? Natalia? Okay. Judy, what are you doing for our party? No? Okay. These two girls do not want to participate in the party. Okay, now let's change the event for the rest of the students that I have not asked. Okay, listen. Next month, I have we have a special conference and we are in charge of the conference. So we have to run the conference, okay? How are you helping me with that event? I am calling and inviting the conference, yeah, people who are going to give us those workshops and who will share their knowledge with us. Okay, so I am in charge in charge of getting those people. Julian, what are you doing for our conference?
I am charging about sound system like such speakers and microphones.
Okay, thank you so much, Julian. We will need them for sure. Yeah. Now, Silvia, do not worry that I call you Silvia and I call Natalia Natalia. Silvia, what are you doing for our conference?
For conference, teacher. But what they are now, I don't get it.
Oh, the conference is next month and we are having a conference. We need to plan the conference all together. Julian is getting everything we'll need for it, like electronic device and, you know, all the media we need for it. Like,
I'm going to be in charge with the food and all these things
okay.
about, yes, for the guests and for us, obviously.
Okay, thank you, Silvia. Lisette, what about you? How are you helping us with the conference?
Teacher, maybe I I am doing the advertisement for the event.
Okay, thank you so much. Good. So we were using present continuous to talk about definite arrangements for the future because we have like a plan, you know, like, no, we have a plan, yeah? Because that is already set up for running our events, okay? So we use present continuous, but with a future time expression, yeah? Present continuous structure, but we indicate the future with time expressions. Next year, tomorrow, in 10 minutes, tonight. Okay, not next year is so far away from using present continuous. Okay, let's move to the next one. Present simple. And people think that present simple is not used for future. And it can also be like that, of course. Okay, help me read this, please. Lisette, you help me read this one, please. With the examples, please.
Me, teacher?
Yes.
Okay. We use the present simple to talk about timetabled future events or events which are 100% certain. The conference begins on Tuesday and ends on Friday, tomorrow's Monday. In subordinate clauses, following words like if, unless, in case, before, after, and when. I'll pass on the message as soon as she gets back. And we will only succeed if we all work together. In clauses following what, who, which, and whatever, and whatever. I don't care what happens next year. And don't forget to email me wherever you are. It is important to note that in all of these cases, the context makes it clear that the future is intended.
Yes.
Teacher, how can we pronounce that last word?
Intended.
Intended, okay. Thank you.
Yes, you make another syllable at the end. Thank you, Lizette, very good. Okay, guys. This is very common to timetable events. For example, you say, okay, the train leaves in 2 hours. That is future. And that is present simple. The train leaves. Our class finishes or ends, what time? In 50 minutes. Yeah, that's also future. Yeah. And you can have that idea in your mind that that is the future and that is something that is certain and real because it is part of our schedule. Like our classes start at 6, well, like in the previous block. Yeah. And finish at 7:45. Okay. Yeah. Now, in subordinate clauses, we have this and look at the sentence. I'll pass on the message as soon as she gets back. As soon as gives you the idea of a future event that has not happened. Even if you don't see will, even if you don't see going to. Here, as soon as gives us the idea, yeah, of a future event. As soon as she gets back, apenas. Okay, apenas ella regrese. Okay? It's like, for example, when you use when, that is also future. You say, okay, teacher, don't worry. I will finish my tasks when I have time. I don't know exactly when you have time, so that's why there's a future event. Yeah? And you say, when I have time, present simple. I have time, present simple. Yeah, but that is a future idea in our mind. Okay? What's the other example? In clauses following what, who, which, and whatever or wherever. I don't care what happens next year. Don't forget to email me wherever you are. Don't forget to call me whenever you need. Whenever you need means in the future because now I'm talking to you, yeah? And we are living the present. When I say whenever you need, gives me the idea about a future event. Okay, and say, okay, yeah, I will call you. Yes, here we have some other examples. Harry, The movie starts in 10 minutes, future. And what is the structure of the sentence? Present simple. The sale ends tomorrow. Structure of the sentence, present simple, ends. But here we have tomorrow. Okay, future. We leave at 6 a.m. I already have my tickets. Yeah, my train tickets. And it leaves at 6 a.m. Future. We are leaving at 6 a.m. Oh, this one is present continuous, sorry. This is present continuous for future. This is present simple. I think present simple for future is easy to understand. What do you think? What are your questions? Questions?
No, teacher. It's easy
No?
to understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's clear. Doesn't have anything like when we are confused. Here we have more examples. The bus goes at 5:30 p.m. Present simple, schedule events in the future. When does the concert begin? In 5 minutes. 5 minutes is future. 10 minutes. At 3. Okay, if I'm asking this question is because we are thinking about a future event, unless you talk about something that already happened and you say, I'm so sorry, the concert already started or already begun. Okay. The plane leaves at 10:30 in the evening. That is also future. Yes? Questions? No questions about simple present?
No, teacher.
Okay, it's for example, when we started this cycle, we gave you the dates, yeah, and the special calendar we have for the cycle because everything is arranged, yes, ahead of time. So you guys know that information and we can perfectly express it with present simple. Okay, guys, the final exam of B2.4 is on August 31st. Isn't it? August 31st or August 30th? I think 31st. Yeah? So today is August 22nd. It means that the exam is in around 9 or 8 days. That is future, but I'm using present simple. So I think it's easy. Yeah? Let's continue. Now we have future continuous. We can also have progressive forms in the future, as we have progressive forms in the present and progressive forms in the past and also in the present perfect. Yeah, we can also use them in the future. Future continuous. We use the future continuous to talk about an action in progress at a specific time in the future. This time next week, I will be doing my exams. This time, so you say, okay, this time is 9:08, this specific time. Okay, what will I be doing at this specific time tomorrow or in 2 days or next week? Yeah, so that is an action in progress at a specific time. In 100 years' time, we'll probably all be working when we are 80. I'm not sure. Okay, to talk about something which will happen as part of the normal course of events. I'll be seeing Anne later this afternoon. I'll pass on your message to her then. It's like something we know that will happen because of a routine. It could be a routine, For example, you say, I will be giving Sylvia the information tomorrow. Why? Because I work with Sylvia and I see her every day. Yeah, so that is part of the normal course of events. I can easily give you a lift. I will be passing your house. This is the way I take every day. Yeah. Another use, to ask tentatively or politely about future plans. Will you be using the computer later on? Will you be needing anything else? Okay, so that is politely. Questions about the future continuous. I will be studying math later. He will not be taking the exam this week. Will you be coming to my party tomorrow night? At 7 p.m. tonight, she will be being coronated as queen. That is the time of the ceremony, so we know what will be happening at that specific time in the future. Questions about it? No questions?
No, teacher.
Okay. Something to remember is the structure. The structure is always with the verb be. Yeah. So we have will and then be and then the continuous form of the verb that is basically ing. Okay. I will be, or you will be, or she will be, all of them with the same structure. Will, be, verb with ing. Okay. Here we have another one, and it's the future perfect. And remember that when we studied the perfect forms, we also included the future perfect. Yeah. Like other perfect forms, the future perfect is used to talk about an action which will be completed before a point of time. Yeah, in this case, a point in the future. So here we have our timetable. Past, now, Friday night. I finished my report on Friday night. I will finish it at that time. Yes, so by this time, it will have you'll have finished. Yeah, will only have been finished because you can also include the passive form. Yeah. Okay, here we have past, now, and Friday night. I have finished my report. Yes, before this time. Okay. I will finish it before that time. Okay. It's like when we say lo habré terminado. Para ese entonces ya lo habré acabado. Okay. The future perfect continuous form can be used to talk about the duration of activities before a point of time in the future, often with for or since, because you are being specific about the time. Yeah. I have been working in this same building for 10 years next month. So you made the calculation. You say, okay, by next month, I can count 10 years from the very beginning of this action or from the time I started to work. Yeah, I have been working in this same building for 10 years next month. When you say, okay, teacher, today is August 22nd. By August 24th, I have been working in this company for around 5 years. No, for 5 years because you have the date, very specific in your mind. Note that the future perfect and especially the future perfect continuous are not very common forms. Yeah, it is more like when you are expressing those calculations. Yeah, when you are like very detailed. Questions about the perfect forms?
No, teacher.
Anything? Okay, maybe in the practice because we have one with this one, with the last three. Okay. We are about to finish because we really need to practice. This is more information about it and it's about the future time phrases we use. Because as we started to study this, or maybe as we start, we don't really get the other ones, just the specific ones about the future, like next, well, basically next, what else? Next time, next year, next week, tomorrow. Yeah, in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes. Those ones are the ones that we study at the beginning of our future studies. Yeah, but now it's time to open our mind and to introduce or include other ones. Yeah, we often use phrases with a future meaning to talk about the future rather than, sorry about the spelling, rather than a future verb form. For example, about to, on the point of, on the verse of, yeah, and those ones do not have the common word next. That is the one that we use for for talking about the future, yeah? We are used to use next for future forms, yeah? We use about to talk about something that is going to happen very soon. It's like we are about to practice. I'm telling you what is next. I'm telling you what is the next thing when we finish this, yeah? So it is for the future, of course. It's not a good time to talk. I'm about to go into a meeting. So it means that in very close time, I will be in that meeting. Okay? Questions in the chat. Yes, Julian, exactly. A punto de. It's the same on the verse of. It's the same. That is about to. A punto de. Yes. Okay. On the point of plus ing can be used with the same meaning. Beckham is on the point of signing a new contract with Manchester United. So what is the difference? In meaning is the same. About to, on the point of, and on the verse of. In meaning is the same, but in structure you have to be careful with the preposition and then the infinitive or the gerund. Yeah? About to introduces an infinitive. About to go, about to meet, about to do. On the point of introduces a gerund form, yeah, an ing form. On the point of singing, on the point of cooking, on the point of reading, yeah? Or the point of signing, not singing, signing, sorry, signing a new contract. On the verse of is used in a similar way. It could be a little bit more formal and less common, but it's the same. Jo is on the verge of giving up her university course because she really hates it. Está a punto de hacerlo. ¿Sí? Está a punto de renunciar. Okay? The three of them indicate the same. That is in very, very close time. It's going to happen very soon. Yeah? You say, teacher, I'm about to give up because I'm so tired, for example. I am on the verge of giving up. Yeah? The difference will be on the infinitive and on the ing form. Questions, my friends? We are about to practice. We are on the verge of practicing. Questions? No questions? Okay, that's the end. Oh, we are missing the past. Here we have more sentences or expressions to indicate the future that are not next. Is, are, to. We use this form to talk about actions which are officially arranged. This is a common form in news and reports. The Prime Minister is to visit Pakistan early next year. I don't know if we have an equivalent expression in Spanish. What do you think?
Está por.
Yes, Natalia, está por. Yeah. Yes. That's a good one. Okay. Likely or unlikely to. This is very common for making predictions because likely or unlikely indicates probability. Yes. Mass space travel is unlikely to become a reality. Or the opposite. It is likely to become a reality. So it is probable. Yeah. Due to. We use due to in more formal speech or writing to say that something is planned to happen at a particular time. For example, when we say, okay, guys, this is your homework due to, I don't know, let's say next week, for example, next Tuesday, you have that clear idea, yeah, that is the end. Yes, that by that time it needs to be done. Yes, so we use it to talk about something that is planned for that specific date. Okay. Sec 2. We use said to when something is likely to happen. This form is common in news reports. The government is set to introduce the reforms early next year. And we also have bound to. You use this if you are sure something will happen. Carrie is bound to be late. She always is. Questions about these ones? My dear friends? If you see, those are time expressions, yes, for the future that do not necessarily have the word next. That is the one that we always use for the future. So, if you use bound to, it's like, for example, when you say in Spanish, seguramente, because you are very sure about it. Seguramente llegará tarde, siempre llega tarde. Yeah, that is bound to. Okay. And the end of this is for the past. This is something that we also need to check out. Future in the past. Say, what? Are you crazy? Future in the past? A number of the previous forms, so the ones that we have already discussed, yeah, have a past form which describes the future in the past. Number one, if we talk about plans or intentions in the past, we use the past continuous or was going to. Yes, those are intentions in the past. I was going to ask you about something, but then you said that you were confused, so we had to change the activity. Okay, that was my plan in the past. Yeah, when I was little, I was going to be the world's greatest ballerina. That was what I was intended to. Yeah, that was what I dreamt of. Yeah, we had to go to bed early as we were all getting up at 6 the following morning. This is past continuous, but it indicates plans or intentions in the past. Yeah. For example, I can say, we were going to do this, but then I realized we needed more practice. So we changed our plan. Yeah? Look at the timetable to understand that. This is the past. We had to go to bed early. After that, we were getting up. Yeah? And this is the present. So this indicates plans or intentions in the past. We had to go to bed early as we were all getting up at 6 the following morning. Do you understand this? Nos tuvimos que acostar más temprano o muy temprano o temprano porque todos nos teníamos que levantar a las 6. Yeah? So that is past, but we have a future event. That is, todos nos teníamos que levantar o todos nos íbamos a levantar a las 6. Yeah? Questions? Okay. Don't worry that when we are practicing, you guys will ask questions. Let's continue with future in the past. Second one. We often talk about things which were planned in the past but did not take place. They changed. We were going to invite Henry to the party, but we couldn't find his phone number. So we didn't do it. I was on the point of going out when the phone rang, and then I had to change my mind because Lisa told me that I had to finish a report for that time. Okay. I was about to say that when you interrupted, yeah? So I was about to say that. That was my plan in the past, but I didn't say it because you interrupted me. And maybe when you interrupted me, you say the same information. Yeah, so it was not necessary to do it. Oh no, I was supposed to phone my mother last night. If you say that I was supposed to, means the things that I needed to do, but I didn't. Yeah, for example, I can say, guys, you were supposed to finish the homework today or by today, but I checked that and you didn't do it. Yeah, So that is indicated things that were planned in the past but did not take place. And the last one, we can use would or was to talk about an action which did take place, but was still in the future and not anticipated at the time. Bogart met Bacall, who would later become his fourth wife in 1944. This is also very common for telling stories. Who would have believed that this unknown teenager was to become one of the world's greatest movie stars? Yeah. So this indicates something that took place. Yes? Questions about it? Okay, I think we need to practice. That's the best thing. Before we do this, we need to practice together, and then I will give you time for questions. Okay, let's practice. On our book here, we have 10 predictions. Okay? And with these 10 predictions, we are going to analyze the function of them, yes, according to what I just told you. Okay? So we are going to find examples of each of these. Will to make a prediction. Going to make a prediction. So now you understand both of them. Oh, okay. Will is the basic form of making predictions. But if I use going to, it's because I am basing my prediction on evidence. Okay? Two present phrases that convey a future meaning. So maybe you can find one with present continuous and the other one with present simple. Yeah? A modal in a past form used to talk about the future. What was the only modal in the past form that we studied for future, guys? Which one?
Good.
Yeah, thank you, Gerson. A future modal. Okay, so remember our study of modals and choose one of, oh, not choose, no, find one of these sentences that is written according to this function. A future passive form. The future continuous. A future in the past, the one that we just studied. And the future perfect, or a past in the future. You can have perfect, but it can also be continuous. Remember that, okay? So let's analyze this, and that way we have a better understanding, and then I will give you another exercise. So I think you can do it in couples. That would be okay. So let me send you to a room. Couples is fine. With couples, you guys are on page 88. 88. And you are not going to register this work because the one that you have to register is different. It's already planned. Okay. Questions, my dear friends? No questions? Okay. Let's go. Let's work on it. I will see you in a bit. Carlos, you have a second device? No, because I didn't find it. Yes, I'm
But
here.
I,
So,
hello, teacher. We we are a little confused with number 4. Maybe you can help me you can help us with that.
okay, yes. Number for the sentence or number for the function?
Sentence,
Sentence.
teacher, with the growth of the internet.
Okay. Can you read it?
With
Go
the
ahead.
growth
Mm-hmm.
of the internet, it was generally thought that people will be working from home, but recent research suggests that people need face time in the office.
Mm-hmm. So we are basically talking about the past, yeah? With the growth of the internet, it was generally thought that people would be working from home. But recent research suggests that people need space time in the office. So it was like prediction in the past, yeah? So it would be age, a future in the past.
Oh,
But what is your specific question to see how can it help?
Yes, we are a little confused because we we see that the first statement was in past, but the conclusion uh, was in future.
And yes, exactly. You are just
But
say it. Okay, continue.
but yes, but it's difficult because we are talking about future and we have like a past. Yes, it's like
I understand. Yeah, so that is a future in the past. But let's check out I, because I says the future perfect or a past in the future that maybe could be a little bit confusing. So confusing, sorry. So which one would be for I?
for I,
Mm-hmm.
the future perfect. Yes.
past in the future that
Yes.
teacher, uh, because the first sentences talk uh, about possible future. No,
What do you mean? Number 4 it will be a future in the past. Age.
in the past.
Yes?
Why not number I? Oh, no.
I, the future perfect.
Perfect. Yes, yes,
Because
teacher.
it
I got
says
it.
the future perfect. So in number 4, you see the structure of it was generally, that is past simple, and will be working, that is future, but you don't see any perfect form, yeah? So it's not possible. But if you look at 7, at some point in the next 50 years, a computer will have been created that is a future perfect. And it is also indicated a past prediction, yeah, because it says at some point in the next 50 years, yeah? So that is also a past in the future, and that contains the future perfect structure. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, any other question?
No,
The
teacher.
moment, no, teacher.
I think we have to go. I mean, of course, we need to check them one by one. Maybe if we don't, I don't know. Are you done with all of them?
No, teacher.
No. Okay, so maybe
No.
the others are not. Okay, let's see. See you in a bit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, do not worry because I know that you could not finish and that's okay. Tomorrow, we will continue working on this. So I will go through the whole exercise with you. We will discuss the functions and the forms of the sentences because some of them can be tricky, I understand. And of course, we continue with the practice. We still need to practice, okay? So for tomorrow, I will check it with you. You can have a look at it as homework, yeah? So you can finish matching the functions with the sentences. And then I will give you a couple of exercises for practicing future forms so that way it has, you know, sorry, it is clear, yeah? Do not worry, tomorrow we will continue. Okay, have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Bye, teacher. Thank you. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
see you. Thank you.